Right now, all passengers on a plane in Iran are said to be dead after it crashed. What may have caused the accident coming up in just a few minutes.
The time for hit and run is over. If you hit, you get hit back.
Tensions between the U.S. and Iran continue after the U.S. killed one of their top military commanders. The reasons the president is now giving to justify the killing and how his administration says they plan to solve the dispute.
Live from WQAD, this is News 8's Good Morning Quad Cities.
Good morning and welcome. It is Wednesday, January 8th. I'm Angie Sharp.
And I'm Jonathan Ketz. Thank you for joining us. Well, new this morning, all passengers and crew members on board a Ukrainian flight that crashed in Tehran are confirmed dead. The plane crashed shortly after takeoff, according to state TV. They're also reporting a fire struck one of the plane's engines and the pilot lost control, sending the plane crashing. 176 passengers, 63 of which were Canadians, we've learned, and 9 crew members were on board.
Also topping our news this morning, a Morrison, Illinois teenager accused of killing her mother is set to be in court today. Anna Schroeder is scheduled to appear in court for the first time since a judge ruled to throw out part of her conversation with police. She's accused of shooting her mother, Peggy Schroeder, and then setting their house on fire nearly 3 years ago in July 2017. Court records state she spoke with officers for a half hour before telling them, quote, "I don't want to talk anymore." A judge ruled anything said after that statement cannot be used in her trial. Anna was 15 at the time of the crime, but her case is still being heard in adult court.
A third man now in custody for a shooting at the Village Inn in Bettendorf. Antoine Flerney is facing attempted murder and felony weapons charges. Happened at the Village Inn on State Street back in July of 2018. One victim was shot and survived his injuries. 2 other men were also charged in that shooting.
It's a day that changed a fire department and a community forever, and it happened 1 year ago. News 8's Elizabeth Wattis takes us to ground zero of the ADM explosion in Clinton and shares the moment firefighters learned they lost a brother. It's a News 8 exclusive.
Engines ready, crew inside. This fire family moves forward.
It was all smiles and jokes, just like I just got off shift the other day.
But to understand the importance of this moment, we have to look back.
Central Fire, AFM.
January 5th, 2019.
5:44, I think, was the time for a grain fire at ADM.
23-year-old Adam Kane was there. He doesn't remember much. Jeff Chapman, though.
Chaos, slow motion.
He will never forget.
To see members of your department that are, I'm not even sure the term to use, that were, in my mind, they were temporarily just emotionally insane.
A silo on fire. Adam and Lieutenant Eric Hosette were on that silo fighting the blaze. Then it exploded as Adam and Hosette are 88 feet up in the air.
That's the time that I came up with when they were bringing Adam Kane out of the silo. So you had about 12 people packed into a very small area to bring Adam Kane down a series of ladders that got him into the ambulance.
Happy for MedForce 1. Do you have a patient status for us real quick?
Adam badly hurt.
Patient conscious but altered.
Still breathing.
We had 2 helicopters inbound, and they cancel one and redirect one. Tells us one thing, that we lost a brother.
Well, Senator, what was the status on the one helicopter that you had?
They diverted to Mercy North.
But Eric Hosette,
Very quickly there that we found out that we lost Eric, the first time that we knew it was Eric.
dealing with the loss of a brother, fighting to save another, and still battling that fire. Everything came at once.
I got notified about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Hours after that fire was put out, news travels to Fire Chief Joel Atkinson. He was out of town. The explosion was during his shift.
I got back on Monday morning. I just came in and...
A fire father, knowing his sons were on the front lines without him.
just came in and tried to figure out what my role was.
A wound still red and raw in his mind.
And to support these guys, what they were already doing.
Supporting each other with the community's help. And their brother Adam.
I really believe Adam's alive today because Eric was up there with him.
Moving the family forward, never forgetting how they got here today.
His memory will continue to serve for the rest of the life of the Clinton Fire Department.
The Clinton Fire Department has made changes to how they respond to industrial incidents like the one at ADM. Meanwhile, there's still an ongoing investigation about the explosion on the federal level. That report will determine what changes need to be made nationwide to prevent a tragedy like this one from ever happening again. The time is 6:06. Let's check in with Eric now, who's tracking traffic and weather conditions.
Yeah, below zero wind chills in many spots here for this morning, making for the coldest that we've had in about 3 weeks. Looking outside, we've got that northerly wind coming in. Here you go, 1 below zero now, Clinton 0, Maquoketa and Savannah 5, Kewanee and Princeton, but it's the wind howling out of the north, 25, 30 miles per hour in the past couple of hours. We're already seeing signs that the wind is relaxing. That, my friends, is going to make this afternoon feel a lot better. All right, so Davenport now feels like 2 below zero, 3 above right now in the Quad Cities. These numbers are actually pretty typical for this time of year. We're just not used to it. Clear skies to start our day. We'll still call it mostly sunny. The clouds really won't start to really thicken up until we head in toward this afternoon and this evening. Forecast highs right around 30 degrees, but they'll rise for tonight, and that sets the stage for a rainy day tomorrow. Find out when that rain will switch over to snow and how much could fall. Coming up.
Eric, thanks. The Iowa Department of Transportation says some people are trying their new Real ID driver's licenses and they're running into some issues. The Real ID is a new version of a driver's license or personal ID card that features a white star on a gold background there. It'll be a federal requirement for anyone who flies commercially or even enters a federal building. To get one, a person needs to go to a DMV office and bring a valid U.S. passport or birth certificate, a social security card, W-2 or pay stub, and 2 pieces of current mail. But the DOT says it regularly sees customers who aren't prepared with those items who will have to return.
As of last month, we were at the 40% mark, so a little over 1 million people in Iowa have already come in and gotten their Real ID. Right now, based on 2018 stats, there are about 2.3 million drivers in Iowa, but that doesn't include the ID people, so we're just a little under halfway.
The deadline to obtain a Real ID October of this year. Miller suggests checking the Iowa DOT's website to make sure you have the right documents with you when you go in.
Tonight, a new chapter for Davenport as its new mayor, Mike Matson, is officially sworn in.
News 8's Madison Cano joins us live outside City Hall to explain what Matson hopes to accomplish in his first year as mayor. Madison?
Good morning, John and Angie. Matson won that big race back in November, but now it's time to make that title official. Tonight, Mike Matson and the new city council will be ceremonially sworn in during the first meeting of the new year. They all started their jobs on January 1st, and Matson has already begun working on issues within the Davenport Civil Rights Committee. But now he can really start to tackle issues, especially juvenile crime. Matson wants to see a juvenile assessment center in Davenport. The idea was first proposed last year, but Matson wants to see a bigger push for the project in hopes of reducing youth crime and stopping repeat offenders.
Let's go. Let's build this. Let's find a place. Let's get buy-in again from everyone, because we had that. I'm not saying we don't still have it, but as you know, things wane a little bit. We don't keep our eye on the ball. I'm going to make sure we keep our eye on the ball.
Now, Matson's other top concerns are flooding on the Mississippi River and Davenport schools. Matson and the new city council members will be sworn in tonight here at City Hall at 5:30. John?
Madison, thank you. After the meeting, there will be a public reception for people to come and meet those new members. Our time is 6:09 and still ahead. To see some eagles this year, it might take more work on your part.
The reason there are less bald eagles in our area, coming up.
It's 10 minutes after 6. We're eyeballing a system that has increasing chances for ice and snow as we head into the weekend. The Quad Cities Accurate Forecast is next.
You're watching WQAD. This is News 8's Good Morning Quad Cities.